The anguish and fear is very real as Hispanic communities face the devastating reality of ICE raids sprawling out of control. The trust that many Latinos had placed in Trump's promises has been shattered, leaving them feeling betrayed and vulnerable. The looming threat of mass immigration sweeps in multiple cities has created a climate of terror with people afraid to even go to work. Hello viewers and welcome back to our channel. Now, for many, the fear is deeply personal. Children born to American citizens are asking heart-wrenching questions. Mom, what if ICE comes to school or work? How do I prove I'm an American citizen? The anxiety is suffocating. With families torn apart by the ever-present threat of deportation, the emotional toll is immense, with many feeling like they are living in a constant state of dread. As one woman puts it, why would we stay in a country that doesn't want us? The sense of belonging is being ruthlessly stripped away, leaving many feeling like they're being forced to choose between their heritage and their homeland. The cry to make Mexico great again is a desperate expression of the pain and disillusionment felt by those who once called America home. Now, in this video, we'll take a look into the human cost of these ICE raids, exploring the stories of those affected and the long-term consequences of these policies. So with that said, let's take a look at these videos. I will be right back.
This is so crazy that we voted for Trump. We trust him with the word that he promised us Latinos. This is crazy that starting next week, multiple cities will be hitting immigration. That is so crazy that multiple people are scared to go to work. Where I work at, a lot of Latinos did not go to work, and that's crazy because we have a living too. Okay, I have time today. I was scrolling down through these comments. It's over 2K of comments of negative and positive comments, if you really want to talk about it. I'm the type of person, I'm not going to reply to every negativity y'all want to say and try to bring down one another. And this give you what type of character, how people are in real life. It doesn't matter who you voted for. They both were presidents. Don't matter what, people can go through politics. I don't want to go down that route with y'all because I don't have time for the negativity like that, because my people are going through the situation, not y'all. So y'all can go whatever y'all want to say. I don't care. God bless you. We're supposed to be here for one another, lift each other. What's wrong with y'all? Sick.
With all this immigration stuff going on, I just can't contain myself. It just breaks my heart. I have to worry about when my husband goes out, if he's gonna come back home to me and my kids. Because he's our support system. It's so sad what is happening to the world right now, and sadly, our kids are the ones that pay the price, and it's just not fair. All we have to do is just pray and pray to God that for all this to stop.
Trump has created fear in my children, my American citizen children who are born to American citizens. My kids are asking questions like, Mom, what if ICE goes to school or to work? How do I tell them that I'm an American citizen so they don't take me? How do I prove it? Just because they look Mexican. My American citizen children that look Mexican are scared. No child or any human being should be scared in their own country. Trump is teaching us fear and hate amongst each other. We are all humans, regardless of where we come from, how we look, or just anything. We're human beings. We all come to this world the same way. We all leave the same way. It is not okay for our children to be scared, to go to school, somewhere where they should feel safe, to go to work, somewhere where they should feel safe, or just anywhere, going shopping or just anywhere. They're asking questions. What if they're out there? And they shouldn't be scared. They're American citizens. Why is this happening? Why are they feeling like this? A true leader doesn't instill these things in our people. That's not a leader.
So yeah, both of my parents have been deported. I don't have any full siblings. I only have half siblings, and all of them are in Mexico. I'm here by myself. I do everything for myself. I'm so lucky to have a career and continue to work. And I'm scared for the rest of my family because I do not wish this on any of my cousins. I do not want my cousins to go through anything that I went to. And unfortunately, it is very likely that they're going to have to go through something similar that I went through.
At this point, let's just all go back to Mexico. Let's just all go back to Mexico and make Mexico great again. It is possible. Why would we stay in a country that does not want us, that thinks that they can just send us back like we belong nowhere? We do belong somewhere. Let's just go back home.
You guys, I'm not even gonna lie. These raids happening in Bakersfield are weighing super, super heavy on me today. And unfortunately, I have experienced deportation firsthand when my parents were deported when I was, I think, 12 and 13 or 13 and 14. I don't even remember. It's been so long. And that was the hardest thing I had ever gone through in my entire life. Until this day, when I think about that little girl having to say goodbye to both of her parents, it's absolutely heartbreaking. And I literally have a knot in my throat just thinking about it. And more than anything, I feel horrible for these kids because I wouldn't want anyone, not even my worst enemy, to go through something like that. I just know I tried my best to be okay and try to come out on top. And I know not everybody is that lucky, and I could have chosen a different route. And all I can say is definitely stay strong if you're having to go through this. Prove everyone wrong and do the best that you can to get through this. I am 30 years old, and like I said, it still hurts till this day. And if you ever need somebody to talk to that can listen to you and that can understand you, I am here. You can message me. My Instagram messages are open. You guys can message me. It's just crazy to me to think about some of you guys. Like, do you guys not think about your own kids? How would they feel? You don't, like, do you really, like, you guys have to dehumanize us to not think that these little kids are the same as yours. Like, how could you not think about these people and these little kids losing their parents, younger than me even, and not empathize with them and not realize, like, that? I don't understand. It's just, we live in such a nasty, ugly world, and it sucks, but all we can do is continue to put a foot in front of another and keep on going. And I truly wish you guys all the best.
Now, in the United States today, more than 16.7 million people share a home with at least one family member, often a parent, who is undocumented. Roughly 6 million of these people are children under the age of 18. Consequently, immigration enforcement actions and the ever-present threat of enforcement action have significant physical, emotional development and economic repercussions for millions of children across the country. Now, deportations of parents and other family members have serious consequences that affect children, including U.S. citizen children, and extend to entire communities and the country as a whole. Now, 4.4 million U.S. citizen children under the age of 18 lived with at least one undocumented parent as of 2018. 6.1 million U.S. citizen children under the age of 18 lived with an undocumented family member as of 2018. As many as 500,000 U.S. citizen children experienced the deportation of at least one parent from 2011 through 2013. As of 2017, temporarily protected status, the TPS holders from El Salvador and Haiti had estimated 273,000 U.S. citizen children. Now, if these TPS designations are terminated, many of these parents will become undocumented. 17.8 million children in the United States had at least one foreign-born parent, including parents who were naturalized citizens, lawfully present immigrants, or undocumented immigrants as of 2019. Now, a child's risk of experiencing mental health problems like depression, anxiety, and severe psychological distress increases following the detention and/or deportation of a parent. Since late 2016, doctors and service providers report having seen more children exhibiting stress and anxiety-related behavioral changes, including symptoms of toxic stress due to fear that a family member will be deported. Now, children experience toxic stress when they are suddenly separated from their parents, which negatively impacts brain development. They are also at greater risk of developing chronic mental health conditions that include depression and post-traumatic stress disorder, as well as physical conditions such as cancer, stroke, diabetes, and heart disease. Now, a 2010 study of immigration-related parental arrests at home or work sites found that the majority of children experience at least 4 adverse behavioral changes in the 6 months following a raid or arrest. Compared to the previous 6 months, children cried or were afraid more often, changed their eating or sleeping habits, and/or were more anxious, withdrawn, clingy, angry, or aggressive. Now, a 2020 study found that the detention or deportation of a family member was associated with significantly higher rates of suicidal thought, alcohol use, and aggression among Latino adolescents in Atlanta, Georgia. A 2020 study also examined the impact on children, families, and communities of worksite raids in Ohio, Texas, and Mississippi. Now, the study found that many of the children of workers swept up in the raids exhibited signs of PTSD, including difficulty sleeping, frequent crying, and heightened fear. Even before birth, immigration enforcement can put a child's health at risk. The 2008 worksite raid in Postville, Iowa, the largest single-site immigration raid in U.S. history, was tied to premature and underweight births. Underweight births complications that put babies at risk for infant unaliving or long-term health problems. Now, researchers did find that babies born to Latina mothers in Iowa within 37 weeks or the raid were 27% more likely to be underweight compared to births over the same amount of time 1 year earlier. This increased risk was not evident in babies born to non-Latino palm color mothers in Iowa. Now, fear and uncertainty among immigrant families leads to decreased participation in Medicaid and the Children's Health Insurance Program. In turn, lack of health coverage through Medicaid can hinder a child's health growth and development and threaten a family's financial stability. U.S. citizen children with at least one parent who is an immigrant are more likely than children with U.S.-born parents to be uninsured. Lawmakers are sounding the alarm as their school districts brace for these deportations. Think about that nothing is off limits, that raids could go and happen in our public schools. New York reps said, that is the point, cruelty. You got to be heartless to say publicly that we are going to send ICE to our schools. Heartless. It's indeed sad to see the devastating impact of ICE raids on Hispanic communities. However, it's important to acknowledge that a significant portion of Latino voters supported Trump in the 2024 presidential election. According to exit polls, Trump achieved a record share of the Latino vote with 42% of this demographic voting for him. Now, this is just a reminder that many Latinos believed in Trump's promises despite his controversial stance on immigration. It's likely that some voters thought his rhetoric was just that rhetoric and didn't anticipate the harsh reality of his policies. Now, as the consequences of his actions become apparent, many are facing the harsh reality of deportation, family separation, and fear. It's crucial to recognize that the Latino vote is not monolithic, and there are varying levels of support for Trump within the community. However, it's also important to acknowledge that Trump's gains among Latino voters were significant, particularly among Latino men who voted for him at a rate of 47%. Like, we also how Donald Trump broke a Latino voting record for a Republican candidate in his 2024 presidential victory. With 42% of his bloc's vote according to AP projections, Trump bested George W. Bush's 2004 performance among this demographic, which today accounts for about 15% of the total U.S. voting population. With 56% of the Latino vote, Kamala Harris continued the trend of Democratic majorities. However, Trump's share of the Latino vote had a major improvement from his first presidential campaign in 2016, where he only captured 28% of the bloc's votes, and in 2020, when he captured 32%. Of course, the Latino vote is large and diverse, spanning backgrounds, geography, and socioeconomics. Still, Trump made gains across the board. Of particular note, Trump won 47% of votes among Latino men, according to AP projections. He also produced double-digit gains in majority Hispanic counties along the Mexico border in Texas and in southern Florida. What is happening is really sad, but this is where we are. What do you our viewers have to say? Share your thoughts, your views, your contributions in the comment section. Thank you for always watching, and see you in our next video as we bring you another video.